Hello and welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about Reaper and how to improve his character. Now this episode will not be about lore, it'll be about his gameplay, as those lore videos are taking a lot longer than I expected. So with that out of the way, like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into it. Alright, right off the bat I'm going to talk about his passive, the Reaping. Now, I think the Reapening is a good passive in concept, however, I do think in a lot of situations it does underperform because it is a percentage based ability. Now, I think it would be better if they either increase the percentage to like up to maybe 50%, but I'm thinking more like 40, 45. Or if they don't want to do that, I think it needs to be a flat damage because it just feels very consistent because in 1v1s, he can just like lose so easily. I feel like even if he hits shots. Like if I'm fighting a McCree, Cassidy, I will hit like a headshot, but he'll hit a headshot and I don't heal from my headshot. He doesn't heal from his, but I should, you know? And when I lose that fight, I'm sitting there like, but I hit him after he hit me, so I should have gained back at least some HP. And then I look and I really didn't. And it's weird, and then you're fighting a tank and you're like, oh yeah, this is so much more damage. It's like so much more, Jesus. You know? But at the same time, I don't know, the reaping just feels very inconsistent for me. I don't know what else they could do aside from flat damages or percentiles, but I do think it needs to be changed. I'm thinking 45-50% if they want to keep it a percentage. Next up is Wraith Form. Now, there's been a lot of talk in the community as of the last few years where they have been talking about it, and Reaper, they think, should have a resource meter on Wraith, which I do think could be beneficial to Reaper because it would be easier to bait out cooldowns. It'd also just make it more skill expression rather than just kind of hitting the button and leaving. Because as of now, Reaper's main skill expression is hitting your shots and positioning, and while that's cool, that goes for almost every hero. So I think having a resource meter that's equal to his current full duration of Wraith form without canceling, or slightly longer since it needs to recharge, would be beneficial if they were to change it from a straight cooldown onto a resource. Next is Shadow Step, the only thing that has been confirmed to be in a quote-unquote Reaper rework. I think it'll be more of a Shadow Step rework if that's all they're touching, but my hopes are that you can Shadow Step onto a wall and you can like be in that wall for a couple seconds as of just like a quick little setup thing. There would obviously be visual, at least when you go into the wall, that's like, so for instance on your end it'll look like your shadow step is just on the side of the wall, but then for them you would like sink into the wall or something, just a visual before you get in there, and then you can be in there for like up to 3 seconds and then you automatically pop out, or you can pop out by hitting melee or shadow step again, something like that, and then you can pop out and do something. I just think that would add a little neat part to his kit, and especially if you make it to where like you can move from available wall to wall. So like let's say you're on Queen Street, right, and you go into a wall of a building that you can't go into, then you can go on this side, this side, this side, as long as it doesn't go off the map. Or if you're on Dorado, you could go on this wall into the room, or on top of the wall, or on top of the building. Something like that to like add more skill expression. Do I think he needs all that? No, but I think if they're going to do something like letting him go into a wall, that would just be a potential way for them to increase skill expression even more on Reaper. I think the Death Blossom Ultimate is fine overall. I do think it is definitely a product of its time, but it's also so iconic for Reaper that I think it's one of those things that is better left unchanged if it's not going to hurt anything. Because while in my heart, I'm telling myself, yo, you should say increase its range. But I know that that's literally just a me on Reaper issue, because every other Reaper that uses it, bro, they can get me from across the map, I swear. I swear. But no, like, sometimes I'll think I'm out of range, and then he just melts me, and I'm like, oh, alright, whatever. But, that's just me being bad. And that concludes my rework suggestions slash just change suggestions for Reaper. But let's get on to my hopes. Now, I'm hoping that with any sort of rework to Overwatch 1 characters, they do improve the character. I think that the Roadhog rework was okay in some aspects, like with Take a Breather, I liked it, but I feel like Pigpen was just adding back the one shot, but making it more acceptable because it's on a cooldown, but like it was already on a cooldown, and you can just hit it before he needs to do the one shot. So I don't know. That really didn't do anything. Just Pigpen's neat now, I guess. But I do think if they are going to fully rework Reaper, quote unquote fully, I think they need to be very careful with it because he's a very iconic character that people are used to and used to how he works. So like even that shadow step thing is a lot to add into Reaper, let alone Wraith on a resource, the Reapening being buffed. I just, it's a lot, so I think that would be something where it's like they can do the initial Wraith on resource, Shadow Step on a wall, but then I think if they want to deepen it, if they want to deepen the Shadow Step on the wall, like I suggest they could, I would suggest that the team waits a couple seasons, see how the Reaper rework's going, and then if he's doing perfectly fine, honestly, leave it. If he's not doing so hot, try it. And then if it's too powerful, just revert it. I think they need to be more open and need to just not have so much pride, because I get having pride in character reworks or character ideas, and then the community doesn't like it and they don't want to change it necessarily, but they also don't not want to. But I do think there's a point where we just need to not have that pride sometimes and just get it done. Because if everybody's agreeing, oh, this somber rework number 75, we don't like it, change it. Now, see, it's grown on me, but that's for a different video. So, since this Reaper video is over, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.